Shalom, call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sincere Akim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, and with charity. This is your brother Ash from the Great Millstone, Miami / Broward, Hollywood Beach Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. This is going to be a quick lesson, real quick lesson, just speaking on this video that I just watched. And this is an extremely powerful testimony from this man, Jake, an Israelite, I believe from the tribe of Judah, by the name of Tony Caruthers. Okay, and this was put up by the Danza Project, which I'm not going to play any of the video because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But Lord willing, I put the link in the description box so you can check out the video. I want to say, sure, it's probably better if you go check out the video and watch this lesson afterwards. But yeah, this is an extremely powerful faith booster. Okay. I'll just read what they put in the description box. It says, in this emotional interview, Tony details the exact moment officials attempted to execute him. Right, this was a man who was charged, I believe he was charged with murder, and he got he was charged with, convicted actually, of capital murder, and he received the death penalty. Okay, but he maintained his innocence for 32 years, and they just attempted to execute him this past Thursday. And what happened was they were going to, use lethal injection, and basically it wouldn't work. Okay. They injected him in his arm, his right arm, his left arm, his right foot, his left foot, and they kept switching because the poison just wouldn't flow. It wouldn't come out. And then finally they tried to put it in his jugular vein, but they didn't want to do that. They put it in his chest. A little bit came out, but it didn't kill him. And ultimately, that's when they got a call from the state Department of Justice or whatever, and they told them to just call it off. Okay, and this guy has maintained his innocency for 32 years since he was locked up, I believe, back in '94. And he details how he was set up, he was framed, how the FBI basically paid an informant to falsely accuse him because they didn't have any real evidence. Okay, and throughout, he's on a prison phone call. This guy, Tony Danza, the interviewer, is on a prison phone call with him, and the whole time the guy was speaking about having faith, being positive, being, optimistic. And he said that God covered him. He said God put his hand on him. And he said he knew that the Lord would protect him. He said it. He said even his attorney afterwards looked at him and said, yeah, God works in mysterious ways. But the whole interview, he was talking about belief and having faith. He said the whole time he knew that the Lord would protect him because he didn't do that crime. He said that they have evidence to show that he's innocent, but they won't bring out the evidence. They were hiding things in his case from him. But we understand that this is what happens to our people here in Babylon the Great, because we're under the curses. Okay, as the scriptures say, I believe that's in the book of Micah chapter 2, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, for it is polluted. It will destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So our people were brought here to suffer. And there's countless of our people in these prison systems that have been wrongfully convicted. Okay, it's statistically proven that so-called Negroes have the number one, the highest number of overturned convictions. So we know Esau likes to bring out these statistics on crime and making it seem like our people are just the worst people in America. And don't get me wrong, a lot of our people are totally gone, totally wicked as all hell. But this whole prison system is set up to enslave our people. You have these private prisons where they are incentivized to lock people up. The state is incentivized to fill these prisons. These prisons are owned and invested in by a lot of multimillionaires, billionaires, a lot of the time being small hats. So the police system is set up to catch our people, to put them in these prisons, and a lot of the times it's for things that they did not do. But that's all a part of the high level corruption that takes place here in Babylon the Great. So this is an example. This is a perfect example, or I say a good example, of how the Lord is going to be with his men in the hour of temptation. Because we know that all those that live righteously in Yahushua shall suffer persecution, shall suffer demonization, which we know is on the horizon. And they're going to be taking different brothers, locking them up, and trying to kill them. And the Lord is going to be with brothers. The Lord's going to lift up a standard. Okay? Let me just finish reading this before I get some scriptures. It says, in this emotional interview, Tony details the exact moment officials attempted to execute him, the pain and injuries he claims he suffered during the process, why he believes the Most High intervened, and his ongoing fight to prove what he says is a wrongful conviction. Tony also speaks on Kim Kardashian publicly supporting his case, right? He mentioned how Kim Kardashian, she's been on a little run. She's been in her lawyer bag, going around helping different Jakes and different people that have been wrongly convicted get their cases overturned, which we know that she's a whole demon, a complete demon. But the Lord can use people to help you out. The Lord has the spirit on her to help out these different Jakes. Okay? Whether it's for her own PR or for whatever reason she's doing it, it may not be sincere, but at the end of the day, the Lord can use people like that to help us out. All right? At the end of the day, she's still doing a good thing. It says his request for Donald Trump to review FBI files. Right? He says there's files that show his accuser, which was a paid informant, where he confesses, the informant confessed that he was paid to lie on people. He said that's on the books. The FBI has files of that, but they wouldn't present it in his case. So he's trying to get Trump to look into it. Right? Claims involving untested DNA. Right? They said he has DNA and fingerprint evidence that they wouldn't admit into the court either. So clearly they were railroading this man. right? He says he's the only person to have ever faced capital murder, a capital case, and was basically forced to defend himself. But you're not supposed to defend yourself in a capital case. You're supposed to have two lawyers, right? So basically, this is clear case of Esau railroading Jake like he's been doing for centuries. Okay, Arnie. Which we know the scriptures call this man the accuser of the brethren. That's what he does. Falsely accuse our people. That's one of his main jobs. And he's going to do that to the elect. But whether or not he's able to succeed, because the scriptures say some of us are going to have to go through martyrdom, but it's going to be for a testimony, and the dead in Yahushua shall be raised up first. Okay? But at the same time, he's not going to be successful in doing everything that he wants to do. The Lord is going to lift up a standard. So this is a great faith booster, because yes, he is an Israelite, right? He has faith in God. The scriptures speak about our people having zeal, but is he of the elect? We don't know. Does he believe in the true doctrine? Probably not. So if the Lord can do this for him, how much more is he going to do for those that truly know him, that know the full truth, that are doing the work first and foremost? What is the Lord going to do for us? Lord willing, we endure. Oh, one of his last words on the call was, God is merciful. God is merciful. He said, God is merciful. All we got to do is keep pushing. That's what he said, which is a true saying. Okay? So let me just get a couple scriptures. I wasn't making this long, but definitely brothers should check that video out, man. That was very powerful. This is Revelation 2:10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Right, some, not all. Right, certain brothers he's not going to be able to get a hold on, and their wives and their children. Some brothers the Lord is just going to have totally hidden. Some brothers going to lift up with high-level spiritual power. Right? There's going to be different lots, different stories for us all. But the main part is being of the elect. The main part is enduring to the end with whatever lot you're given. So, like the old Bruce Lee saying, pray not for an easy life, but the strength to endure a hard one. We don't know what's coming. We don't know what the Lord has planned for us. But we can pray that the Lord gives us the strength to endure whatever it is we got. And this man was locked up for 32 years, man. And he still has faith in the Lord. He still is optimistic. He's still believing that the Lord is going to deliver him. He said it. He said, God deliver me. He said it just like that. And throughout the interview, he never mentioned the name JC. He just kept saying God. So it's a good listen. It's definitely faith boosting. Okay? That ye may be tried. Right? That's the whole point, is to be tried. So it can be shown what you're made of, to see if you really believe in him or not. Okay? Right now is the time for talking. But when this time comes, that's going to be the time for action, to actually show and prove what you're really about. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which is a complete set of time. This man was locked up for 32 years on death row. And he kept his belief that the Lord would keep him. And when it came to him being executed, it did not work. Okay, he said he has a little chest pain and his balance is a little thrown off. His hand is weak because a little bit of the poison went in, but it did not kill him. That's powerful, man. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. You see that? We have to be faithful unto death. Meaning if we're presented with death, we still have to maintain our faith. Okay. And I also want to grab this too. All right. Let me see this. Oh, did I spell it right? Here we go. Mark chapter 16 and 15. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature, which is what we're doing right now, right? Starting with our apostles and elders and the men that came before them. He that believeth and is baptized, meaning you're washed with the word, you're submerged in the truth, shall be saved. But he that believeth not shall be damned. That's talking to our people that's not going to believe, which is the majority of them. So when it's time of chaos and trouble comes, they won't have a defense. They're going to be on their own, and they won't get far. Verse 17, and this is the point. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. That's power over the spirits. They shall speak with new tongues. Right? Speaking new languages. So that you could push the word in different languages. That's a form of spiritual power. Right? Speaking languages you were never taught. Receiving downloads from the spiritual realm. Okay? They shall take up serpents. And this is the point. And if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. You see that? If they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. So this is an example of that. They tried to inject them with poison, and it wouldn't come out the vial, and a little bit came out, but it didn't kill him. They went from his right hand to his left hand to his right foot to the left foot, then to his chest. Which we have examples in the ancient world of different men that they tried to put to death and it wouldn't work. All right, the Lord kept them. Oh, what's that? Isaiah 54. No weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. And every tongue that rises up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. So that's spiritual power. That's high level angelic protection. High level divine intervention. And this example is a low example compared to what the Lord is going to be doing for his men in the future. But again, if the Lord did this for him, what will he do for us? Lord willing, we endure. They shall lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. Okay? So signs are going to follow those that believe. If you truly believe in the Lord, Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, is going to be made evident in the world. The Lord is going to put us in situations where it looks like there's no way out, and he's going to make a way out because of our faith. Okay? So that's pretty much it. This is something I wanted to bring out through the spirit. Lord willing to you check out the video, and it is boosts your faith. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, and to the next one, Shalom.